Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Darcy and this is my homemade gel plate that I made that I'm probably gonna have to melt and reform, but that's okay. Because all these bubbles, I don't know if you can see them. I couldn't tell if they're on top or underneath, but I can definitely feel them. But I still want to try it out because what if I like the effect of having those bubbles on there? What if it has just become, you know, something good? You just never know. So, I don't know what I did with my... Thought I put it somewhere safe-ish. Oh well. So, did somebody say you should prime it first, I guess? So, I guess I'll just take a little bit of white. Oh my goodness. I sure will try to take a little bit of white. So, how's everybody doing today? Oh, not using that white, whatever. I can't get that open to save my life. Alright. Also, I wonder where my bigger brayer is. There's the one I don't like that I just bought. The one made by the Jelly Print people. It wasn't any softer. It was a hard one. So I was like, well, why am I having to... Oh, you know what? Let's just try out this... Oh, I'll never know if it's like open or not. Quinacridone Magenta. We'll try that out. And we'll see how this jelly plate, which I may have to remelt. I'm kind of pressing hard because definitely can see that the bubbles stick up now. Whew, got it wet. Now it stinks. Well, it is going to smell a little bit. I'm hoping the smell goes away eventually because it has, you know, cow hooves in it. That's what gelatin is. In case you didn't know what gelatin was, now you do. Alright, I thought it, oh, the thing is, it's a 15-inch long pan, but it, and it's not, this pan's not the one I made it in because that would have not been pretty. It was a glass pan, if you watch the video. But it, so it's like 10 by 15, but it rounds at the bottom. So the very bottom is not quite as long or as wide. So we'll see how much. Well, apparently not much at all. So the spots definitely show up. So, I mean, that's fun for a few times, but I don't know that I'd want it there forever, all the time. So, what's this one? I was going to do... See how this, oh my word. Words are hard. Glasses. My eye is feeling kind of, not twitchy, but it feels weird. I think that, I'm hoping that's not the problem, but I think part of my problem is I have a hooded eyelid. And that my left side just may be a little more hooded than I'd like. You know? Alright. So this is the big one. And it does not want to spread easily. There we go. Just need to get more paint on there, I guess.
And what?
I need to find my other brayer. I don't know. Right now, I prefer the one I bought. And their 12 by 12 one was on clearance at Hobby Lobby. So if I really don't like these, I can melt this one down to make smaller ones and get the 12 by 12 one. If I want a bigger one. I mean, I can live with the 8 by 10. I mean, it's the one I bought. I can live with that one. But it's knowing that there's one at Hobby Lobby that's like clearance down by $10. Alright, I waited too long now. Hold on. Is it just me or does the paint... You seem to need so much more paint on this. Alright. Now let's try... Why does that one seem to be open? I didn't open that one. Isn't that the one I just bought? Alright, let's put more on there and see if that helps. Oh, I have a fan on. I don't know if that's... So now I'll have too much. I went from not enough to too much. I know, too bad you can't, like, flatten out those so I wouldn't have to remelt it. Also, I got a dent in it, so that didn't help, but I'm over rolling and now I'm using, now it's drying up. It stays wet in the middle, but dries up fast on the outside. Alright, let's try my brayer. So the thing is, I clean up the desk to make space, but then I get out all the paints and put them in front of me, and that takes up a lot of space. But I do like I can put a legal size piece of paper on here. The problem is I'm not able to get it all the way to the edges. That's a problem. And I need to redo it because of the dots. So let me see if I can lift everything off of here so I can melt it back down. And then I'll try my smaller ones and see how they're doing. I'm looking for some white paint, but let's see. That's the just see if this one will do it. That's a lot. But hopefully it won't dry this time. Although I've seen some people that actually have melted it down with little paint specks in it. I mean, it doesn't really affect the integrity of it, I guess. It just means you're going to have a prettier gel plate, basically. Yeah, see, I set something on it so you can kind of see. Alright, let's see if I got better coverage this time. Let's see if I can pick up as much of that as I can. Get right down to the edges. But right now at this point, I do prefer the one I bought. These are cold. They're like, every time I touch it, it feels cold. Isn't that weird? And this was just putting paint on. I haven't even put any. And this is, I think it's technically a hectograph plate. It's still not all coming off. It's kind of getting on my nerves, actually. Now the middle stayed down. So, the first one dry. Let's see if I can get more of it picked up this time. Unbelievable. So yeah, I am not loving this plate. I'm gonna see how the smaller plates do. Of course, you know, the spots don't help. I mean, not that they're not ugly or anything, but it's frustrating me, I guess I could say. So let's see how much of this I can get off of here, so that I can melt it back down. Let's see how it does. I mean, I like that it's a nice big one, and I can get the whole thing if it would go to the edges, but it just doesn't want to. It's just not going to the edges. So at this point, it's a fail. We'll see what happens when I remelt it. And but maybe I was supposed to do it in the microwave. Maybe that's a big part of it, you know. Maybe that was where I messed up the most. Alright, I will take some tape to that later. Get the rest of that off before I melt it back down. Now, I want to try. Oh, I had put this in the recycling, so I still have some of it. So I thought that I would go ahead and cut off some pieces to keep these on. I see spots on this one too. So maybe I do feel those too. So I may have to melt all of these down. I could see them the first day, but whoops. Oh my goodness, now I have all these. That one's a lot more wet than these ones. Yeah, and it got that weird foamy stuff on it. So I'll try it in the microwave next time. Melt it down in the microwave and see. But, you know, if it's a fail that cost me $13. Oh, plus I still have a little bit of glycerin left because I had bought the collagen in the past. I don't know how much I paid for that, but it's been sitting in my cabinet for years. So, you know, it's good I got that used up. Let's see, do I have a backside to any of these? It hasn't been. These are still wet. So I'm not even able to do a thin layer to get off what I want to get off. So, yeah, right now, feeling disappointed. Try a little bit of pink on here. See, that seems like a lot. It is a lot. I thought it was. And this one's bending up a little bit on the end, so it might have where I had stored it, it may have had some issues. So that's one thing I need to find out, a good place to store these too. But kind of glad that this thing was still in the recycling. Well, see, what's fun about the round one having the spots is that it kind of looks like the moon. So I think I'm going to have to melt all these, and good thing I did colors I like in them. Let's try the little one. It does come off cleaner on that one, and I think this one might be a little bit thicker. So what I might have to do is eliminate one of the, maybe the bigger round one, and stick it in the other pan, or use this, I don't know, I'll figure it out. Oh, that was still wet. What a mess. Alright, let's see this one. Is this one the French glue? Okay, spread, spread. Word. Oh, that one came off pretty clean. I don't even see the... I mean, I can feel them a little bit. There's much less in this one. Alright, so we're going to do a take two on these later on. Do them in the microwave the way it says to, and see if they come out cleaner next time. Almost everybody seems to have to do a melt and a whatchamacallit. So now I don't have to worry about making them, storing them right this second, because I'm going to melt them down. I'm going to cut off another piece of this. I wish I had, and it said to store these ones, it said to store without the other bit, and now I'm like, well, you know what would have been nice? If I had kept the little plastic piece at least on one side, so that I could have something to set it on when I'm working with it. But fortunately, this plastic piece that I threw away, I guess I stuck it in the recycling because it was still there, fortunately. So yeah, I think the big circle one I might just put in with the other one, because the little circle one seemed to work better because it was a little bit thicker. I don't know, because this is, let's see, thickness wise, this one's a little bit thicker than this. I couldn't measure, it didn't have a thing. And this one is, it's hard to say because I don't have straight edges on any of my things. Seems a tiny bit thicker, but that one seems pretty sturdy. This one might be a little bit thinner. And this one definitely seems thinner. So yeah, I think I may combine these two and see if that helps any. Or put them all back in there and put them in the one big pan and see. Because I still have some glycerin and I still have some collagen. So I can always make some more if I want to. My thing is bent. That's not good. Alright. Which way should I go? Right now, I kind of want to play with some of my new colors. And I think I'll just do tags right now. Maybe. Oh, and the other thing I thought of is, if you want to do journal pages and you don't want to have to cut off the edges, then just, well, you can do this with the 8.5 by 11 paper, but just fold your paper in half. And then, you know, do this side. Oh man, it sticks. And then, you know, just do each journal page at a time. And then it will go all the way to the edge. That's what I was trying to think of. I mean, that's what I thought. Yeah, words are hard. So it's just a little playtime. Thinking about hashtagging my jelly plate ones that I did in February to go with Betsy Doodle. If you like jelly printing and you like to watch people jelly print, she just did almost a whole month. A whole month. 24 days in February. Ooh, this one seems, what is this? Premium acrylic paint. Multi-surface. Oh, it is premium metallic. Midnight blue. I just saw the midnight blue. I didn't realize it was going to have some metallic to it. Alright. Trying to do a thin layer here so I don't have to wait forever for it to dry. And then I've got some, well, just the lines aren't very deep. I'm trying to remember. I'm like making a pattern. I don't know why. Wait, which way did I go? There we go. And I got something and it came in bubble wrap the other day, so I didn't even have to Alright. Problem is this piece under here is bent up, so that's not so great. And so the metallic with a little bit of Quinacridone. Let's see how that ends up looking. Quinacridone. I think it's just a higher flow paint and more transparent. It's more transparent anyway. So is that blue metallic. You know, which costs like way less. So let's see how this comes out. I don't always, we'll just leave that there. So, and you don't want to make a mess of the stuff on the outside. And you just grab another piece of paper to put over that, which will give you some fun bits on that paper as well. See? Isn't that fun? And then just get a bunch of triangles all over it by the end of the day. I like the colors. So yeah, if one of your things that you have trouble with is you want to use them as pages and you want it as a full page, just fold your paper first. Let's see. I can see some of the patterns in there. And then if I want to do something different on this side, I can. I could do a little, oh yeah, what's this? Robin's egg glue. Do a little robin's egg glue. I need more pattern stuff, like some pattern stuff that I can make copies of if I wanted to. I know, I don't ask for much, do I? Just the world. So this is robin's egg glue, which I thought would be perfect for spring. And I also have that beach glass. I gotta find it. It's in the. Probably don't need scissors sitting out on the desk while I do this. And whatever was on there, mixed the quinacridone mixed with the blue for sure. I'm just gonna do it plain for a second. It seems to be getting the webbing. This must be the webbing side. Good to know. Good to know. I don't mean for so much purple to be happening. Not really a purple kind of person. I mean, I like purple just fine. It was my mom's favorite color. That's an interesting color it turned out to be with the mix of the blue and the magenta. It kind of got mixed in there. That's interesting. But yeah, this must be the side that's got some webbing on it. My tape is on the table, or I'd clean it. This is the side that has all the beautiful. Let's see if I turn this over. Get as far to that end as I can. Would it be bad if I put my new stamp in here? Let's see. Oh, I got Payne's Gray. I wanted to try that out. Ugh. I feel like I put too much on sometimes. Definitely that time. Definitely too much on here. So what do you guys do when you get too much? Too much, too much, too much. Add this page so I can... Man, that one's got a lot of spots on the roller. Oh yeah, probably from going on the other thing, right? Rolling on the one that had the spots on it. Ended up getting a spotty roller. Surprised the spots aren't coming out. Okay, but at least I'm not getting the webbing. So, alright, I'm going to do, which way do these go? These, so I want to go this way. Let me get my white, clean the paint off there real quick. Oh my goodness. Faster, lady, faster. If it was ink, I wouldn't care, but paint can get down in my crevices, and I don't want that. There we go. Alright. Let me do another piece. And of course now I need to wait for that to dry because it's just really wet. And I really want to put some green paint back there. Unless I just do some, you know, if you're impatient like me and you want green paint behind that, but you don't want to wait for it to dry, I'll tell you a secret that I just figured out in my head. Alright, so I'm going to take my paint, and I might use my smaller brayer because it's got more blue than pink on it right now. And let's try to make it a thin layer. And put my paint on here, just brayer it on here. Especially the bottom part that's going to have the ferns on it. More black on the back of there. That's nice. Lots of black paint everywhere. Oh, it's not black though. It's Payne's Gray. This Payne's Gray is being a pain to me. I need some plastic. Something I really I need to clean this one off for sure. I mean, I can clean it off on paper or a tag. That'd be cool. It seems like it dries faster on the paper than on the... See, this is still pretty wet here. And this is almost dry. Alright. I'm going to go this way. And up that direction because Get another piece of paper because that's wet on one side. And if I try to press down with it, I'm just gonna. Well, I could use one of these tags to get up, like if I do it the end like that. Yeah, this is feeling a lot more complicated than it needs to be, isn't it? But, alright, the ferns came out nice though. Although I didn't realize it was going to go out the bottom. I was supposed to come up further. Oh well. It's something. I tried it. I looked. I saw. I definitely do like the look of the ferns. Ooh, there's still some ferns on there. Let's use that up. Of course, I'm using matte and not matte also here too. Also, bundled peel. Oh, peeled paint is my open one. I'm going to try bundled sage. Of course, everything's new. I have to open everything. Of course I do. Phew. You can see I cleaned off my desk from the last one where I was like in a tiny spot again. Don't worry. There's still plenty on my desk. I kind of tried to put away, even sorted some of it, so that I could, have just what I want to work on with this. Words are hard. Oh, look, a hair. Oh, look, 2 hairs. Nice. Don't use your scissors on here. It's not smart. I'm trying really hard to not actually poke them in. Although the lines from the hairs might be fun. Alright. We'll let that dry for a minute. I should pause so I don't have to make you guys wait to see it dry all day. So I just sprayed some bundled sage stain, is what that was. And now I'm going to do a little bit of this phthalo blue. Does anybody know? I'm assuming the P. No, P-H-T-H. Phthalo? I'll have to like see if there's a way to, that tells you how to pronounce it. It's just a little bit shiny right here still. It's getting there. I'll get my fan. Anybody know how to pronounce that word? Oh, I could look it up in the dictionary. It should tell me pronunciation, right? Seems like work. Come on, stop being shiny and wet. Dry. So I can add some paint. And I do definitely like to mix mediums. And smalls and larges. Oh, beach glass. That was the other color that I had gotten. I'll do that next. And I have this color in the acrylics that I got. But I know I'll use it a lot, so I got more. And I got a deep turquoise as well, I think. Ooh, I gotta try the ink on here sometime too. Alright, see, I'm just doing it lightly right now because I don't like all the lines showing. And that other brayer that I got, that's made by Jelly Press, I think. Jelly something. One of the jelly plate people. I had to actually sand it down a little bit to get the lines. Oh, I love that blue. I love me a teal blue. Well, we could call it phthalo or phthalo, but let's just call it teal, what it is. And it's a medium viscosity. Oh my word. Why are words so hard? So, you know, it's more transparent than some of the other ones. So I'm really glad I got these, even though I have the color. Anybody remember where I'm just going to put it in the middle and hope for the best. Near the middle. Oh, and what I was saying about the tags is I could, like, you know, do like this with these tags here. And just start some patchwork kind of a deal going on there. Like that. Oh, isn't that pretty? Love that color. I just love that color so much. And, you know, they'll all have like the similar colorings and work well in a journal together, right? So at the bottom there, a little, oh, these are not straight lines. So let's make them not straight on purpose. Because, you know, if there's no way to get them straight, why try? It doesn't have to be, it'll just be different layers of different stuff. It's kind of neat. Alright, and then I can still take this paper to get the rest of it. I think I'm gonna have to get some more of these medium viscosity acrylics. I got them at Michael's. I think I like that for jelly printing. And I think that's sort of kind of what quinacridone would be. That doesn't say if it's what kind of viscosity it is. Just says acrylic color made with artist quality pigments. I don't know. But if y'all don't know, my favorite colors are blue, green, and everything in between. This is, ooh, I don't know why this looks better after it's dried a minute. I don't know. This is going to be a really fun thing happening over here. Wow, it says medium viscosity, but it really is dark. Look at that. Can't really see the fern, well, barely see the ferns down there. I don't know. I don't know, people, I don't know. Ooh, but now we have all this beautifulness right here. Oh yeah, you can't see any of the green that I had put in there, can ya? Why do I like dark colors so much? Alright, let's test out some of these. Peeled paint I've done. Where did my... Where? I had it just a minute ago. That's the brush pewter. Alright, which direction did I put the bundled sage after I used it? Does anybody know? That's peeled paint. One I just had a minute ago. Also my scissors. I had scissors a minute ago. Here's the scissors. Make sure the cover's all the way on that. Oh, that'd be a mess. Oh, and I definitely want to see how my my Chip Sapphire Distress Oxide. I want to see how that looks. And you know what? I might try it with that Twisted Citron that I just got on my other clearance item. I will be going back to Hobby Lobby and checking out clearance items. I received some unexpected money a little bit ago, so I've been saving that to use on my you know the word I'm trying to say, right? Alright, I don't want perfect squares. Let's get rid of the squares. No squares, no squares, no squares. And there are other ways. I've used a brush for this before too, but sometimes a finger works good too. So that's a Distress Oxide, and so is this. And let's try some of these cards in it. Some green on there too. Well, when you add the blue to the Twisted Citron, it definitely changes it. Oh, I hardly ever use this on regular paper. I usually have it like on a tag. I mean, yeah, that I've like put whatchamacallit on. Now with the Distress Oxides, if I added a little bit of water, whoops, it's gonna, well, tried that with, I'm trying to, this thing does too big of drips, hold on. I mean, too small. I want bigger drips so I can kind of show you. And a paper towel, but it's not doing it. it should get more mottled. But the only thing I have to wipe that water down with... Oh, I need to make sure it dries first, I think. I don't know. But my hope is that there might still be a little bit of this color left on there. Oh, also, let's check out this citrus oxide. I want to put it on here and see what happens. Hoping it will lighten it up a little bit and brighten it up a little bit and fill in the ferns where they're not filled in. Definitely to get some green. The color is green. Yeah, some days you get magic on here and some days you're like, why am I even trying? Kind of wanted to get off some of that. But still, that's still a fun look. I don't have as much luck on here with the oxides as I do the paints, but that speckled egg, I've gone through some speckled egg. This is why I needed more stain colors, right? Just so that I wouldn't... Ooh, let's see what this one looks like. It looks like it's leaked out some. Ooh, that's not good. Ow! It's the only thing about trying to open these things. Isn't there a... I'm not seeing a perforation. We like perforations, Timmy. Tell them to give us perforations so we don't cut ourselves. Because we may be crafters, but we're klutzy crafters. Some of us are klutzy crafters. It does look like this has leaked out some. It's only down to here. And what's some other new ones? No, that's about where they all are. So I didn't lose much. Whatever leaked out, I didn't lose much, but it definitely leaked out. I'm not really a pink person per se, but you know, had to try it. Just had to try. Try. Since I'm not loving any of these anyway. So there's our pink. For our pink, it's not as bright as I thought it'd be. I thought it was going to be brighter than that, so not bad, not bad. Let's add some spray stain. Okay, I was like, but I have vintage photo. I have vintage photo of the Oxide. I want to see what happens with this. Also, let me get the where's my trash? Oh, it's way over there. That's the problem. Is this trash? Yep. Let me open my peacock blue real quick. All of my tags that I have with the music is on my table. So not this table, on my kitchen table, ready to be sewn. Hey, Mike. Can you do my ice for me, please? Yeah, I've heard it stopped going. Thank you, love. My endless love. Alright, get off of here. Alright, last time I opened it from the bottom, I worked fine, but this time not so much. What's today? Thursday, so my husband is usually home Thursdays and Fridays. A little bit harder for me to record, and I apologize if you hear get a sniffling. I have no control over that. And I was going to do a little bit of vintage photo on here too, right? Just to see, you know, what this, just to mix and match and do all the things. You know what I need? I need that batch of watercolor tags that I made. But you know what I'm going to use? Oh, at the thrift store the other day, I got, these for like $2 or $1. I don't remember. Anyway, probably two. But I know how expensive these things are, so I was just like, yeah, I will get them for that. Also, these are old postcards. These look like old index cards. So it had like a set of these still in their thing. A set of these still in their thing. Marion, Indiana. I'm gonna keep that bit. So let's see how these work on these nice aged looking. Oh, they're definitely old. Loving it. Alright, you get more like that if you don't add water. If you add water to the stains, I think it spreads out a little bit more. Oh yeah, see, get much different look if you add water to the stain than if you just spray the stain. So I'm gonna love that when it's dry. I think I could add less water though. I need to find my happy medium. But see, that's not a bad look either. Might add a little bit of. Oop, now we got mud. Mud, mud. You don't want mud. Let's see. Oh my goodness. These index cards work pretty good. So, nice, cheap index cards. Oh, isn't that pretty? That's kind of cool. Alright. Let's try another one on this over here. A lot of times you'll see me just kind of dip bits and stuff in them, but right now, got all these index cards. Gotta do something with them. Alright, what other color should we look at? Oh, the rusty hinge. Ooh, with some peacock feathers. Yeah. It's kind of like a patina look when you have rusty hinge and peacock feathers. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I told you about the chips sapphire debacle, right? They sent me the lilac, but I wanted to keep the lilac, but I was afraid what would happen is if I just reordered the chip sapphire that I would end up getting another shaded lilac. Like maybe they put in the wrong thing of what it was. So I figured I'd give them another try to get it right, and if they mess it up again, I'll just keep that shaded lilac and go back to my Etsy store and order from her instead. Alright, so rusty hinge, and where did my peacock feathers go? No, seriously, how do I lose stuff that I thought that I set like right here? That's why, because I bring in things like postcards. That's why. Alright. So that's without adding any water. Alright, add a little less water this time. So we get like a rusty, this is why I like these two colors together. So yeah, you add water, you get a whole different look. There's no wrong way to do it either. I think I like doing this at least as much, if not more, than the paint. But you never know what you're going to get. You just never do. And then you just keep doing layers of this too. Like I did that, and then I'll add another color, like maybe some sea glass, which is just a lighter version of the peacock feathers, basically. I love it. I love it. I love it. Love it. Speaking of, I'm gonna have to buy more of this, I think. The speckled egg I've been using a lot. Oh, I haven't opened this one yet. Yeah, that one, the pewter one, I think I'm definitely gonna have to shake a lot. You can see the bits down there. And maybe that's because it's a clear bottle. But I'm guessing, is that the plastic or is that the... I don't want to go into the bottle. I just want the plastic to... You can't see me. Just want to open it. That's it. Just want to open it. I mean, I get it. You have to have things be so they're, you know, people can't use them in the store, but whew, it makes them harder to open when you get them home. Especially if you don't give me a perforation. I'm just whining now, aren't I? First world problems. Oh, man. Every time I keep looking over the ferns, I like them more and more. These. Sometimes things grow on you. I think though, if you're going to do the one journal page at a side, you're either going to have like a thick piece of paper or let it dry completely between each side that you do, because it's taken a while to dry today for some reason. Oh my goodness, come on. Oh, sorry you're having to suffer through this. Alright, so what do I have on there? Speckled egg. I have a little bit of pewter. Oh, that's going to be fun. So, must have still been some water on there from before. And some peacock. And some of the rusty hinge. But, man, that definitely has some metallic to it, that pewter. Pewter. Never know what you're gonna get. You know what I want to do now before that's even gone? Do you remember the other color I got? Because I showed them to you. I think I showed. Did I show you these? I can't remember, because when I thought I was doing a live, but I wasn't. I was just talking to myself. I did show you them. I can't remember if I showed them or not. But that doesn't mean that everybody has seen it. Just have fun. See, there's the coral. And the coral with the blues is really pretty. A little bit of water. More water than we need. I think that coral got up there with a little bit of rusty hinge, which could be an interesting look. So that one was, yeah, way more water. You can tell that was more water. I love these. I like playing with the stains even more than the oxides. They're just more vibrant, or they, I don't know, there's something about them that I really like. Plus, I don't have to wait for this to dry or wipe it clean between each thing. Let's go back to our trusty wild honey. And a little more peacock feathers. Oh, I'm going to have to get broken china too. Whoops. I didn't mean to put those in exactly the same spot. Ooh, isn't that pretty? Love that.
You're recording?
Yes, I am recording. This is a little bit of pink. I love all the different... I mean, I could just play with this all day. I won't make you watch me play with it all day. Should we do another layer on some of the ones that have dried now? Now, you won't be able to get the mottled effect on this like you would the oxides. So that's a difference. Get the rest of this off here. But you could always do, like, once these dry, I could do a layer of oxides. And then when I spray the water on, these colors would show through the mottled effect of the oxide. If I had any of these not clean. If any of these were dry, I'd be able to show you. But none of them are dry. Hold on. I'm going to pause and dry. Where'd the time go? Of course, when you play with the Distress Oxides and the sprays, you don't have to have a gel press, jelly plate. You can use any, you can use an acrylic block, a piece of plastic, anything. Alright, I want a bright color. Where did I wanted to use that twisted, there it is. That way, definitely want to use a color I haven't used. And see how that comes out on the can do it a couple ways, I think. Like, let's see. On this one, I'm just going to do it dry. So you have that, and then I'll show what happens when you put water on that. And now I've just like used almost all the ink that was on there. Okay. And we got some green on here. Let's go ahead, and I want it to get everywhere because I want to show you what happens when the water gets on the Distress Oxide. This one just needs more color. I don't know, this Twisted Citron is kinda, I'm loving it, but let me also do, where'd my other Distress Oxide? Here we go. The blue. Do some blue. I'll do that on this one, I guess. So now that looks mostly blue, but when I do some water on there, it should affect it. Really a lot darker than I wanted, though. Let's see what other distress. Oh, I could do some Vintage Photo. Just want to make sure where I put it doesn't have a lot of color on it. So I could go ahead and just load it up in that one spot. And let it get it wet. And let's see, that one has the citron on it. That one has a lot of color on it. I wonder one with kind of a lot of color on it. Okay, I kind of feel like I just messed that one up. But there's really no mess up. So just keep layering it up till you like it, you know? You just keep going and going and going. Let's do some, because we don't have enough peacock feathers everywhere. Let's put a little bit of peacock feathers. And maybe do it in this corner over here. Alright, see, that's a nice dark one, so I'll be able to hopefully spray the water on that, and you'll definitely see a difference. This, I might just let that dry and add some more colors to that one. That needs more. That's going to need more. A little bit something different going on there. What other colors do we have? The Frayed Burlap is kind of a yellow. Oh, tumbled glass. I have not done any tumbled glass, which I apparently bought and then bought again, not realizing I already had it. Because I thought I was going for like a speckled egg or something. Let's see if we can fix this one up with some tumbled glass here. This one that I've just got so many random colors on it, just not looking so great anymore. And you don't really want it to be wet when you put this on. You don't want to get water on your pad, from what I know, from what I've been heard. I think I heard Tim say that at some point. Then I can see that tumbled glass is a lot more blue than the peacock feathers. Okay, let me find a cleanish spot here. I like all my colors kind of get until they start to turn really brown. Up until then, this is Faded Jeans. Until then, I like what happens with them. I think this one can work with the Faded Jeans, maybe. kind of cool. Okay. Any other colors I want to play with right now? Like maybe some seedless preserves, which is kind of a violet, I guess, like a pinky kind of a, let's see, what do I have here? This one's just really shiny. See, it's like very dark, very pink. I don't know why I'm putting it, well, I didn't love this one to begin with, so it's alright. Got a little bit of blue on there, faded jeans in there too. But that'll be fun. It's kind of like shows you what I mean by just keep layering it till you love it. And when all else fails, you can just put a bunch of gesso over it. Alright, let me dry some of these so that I can wet them again. So this is the pile that has the oxides. The oxides on them. That's what I'm trying to say. Let's see. Got this wet brush here. I wanted bigger drops. I'm gonna let that sit for a minute. Because it's just easier to see the effect if it's bigger drops. Alright. Let me go back to my first one. Better if I had a paper towel. Alright, so you can see here where it definitely, I'll leave that one for a minute, a big, I'm using a wipe, which doesn't make sense because the wipe is wet. Oh my goodness. So you can see here. So for some reason people think that it's the inks that do this, and the inks do this as well, but so do the oxides. So some people seem to think that the inks do it, but not the oxides. Now the inks and the oxides are reactive with water. The stains are not. You can't see that as much right there. You might have to let the water sit longer. I don't know. Is this the one that we did? I don't know. I'm going to give it another minute and let it soak in a little bit more. This one of these is the one that had, what's the word I want? Oh, that we put on dry. And that one will have the biggest effect, will be the one that was dry. I don't remember which one that was. I don't know if you all remember, but I do not. Oh, someone did not close the bathroom, so you know, you hear the toilet running forever. It just goes really, really slow. Although you might not know the difference because I also have a fan going and an ice maker going. I know, a lot of noise. A lot of noise for a droning on kind of video. No snowmen talking in this video. Let's see. Okay, I think it's messing with my head because I had the lighter on top, so then when I take the water off, it comes out darker on the bottom. That you can see a little bit more. So yeah, the water definitely affects the oxides as well as the inks. So can you see I don't know if you can see the spots. And I still don't know which one was the one. I know this is a really long video, but hopefully if you've watched it at double time. And if not, start doing that now because I'm not talking as fast as I sometimes do. And I kind of want to show the difference of what the oxides do to what the inks do. You can see it there a little bit. Alright, that was enough of that. Oh, this is the one that had the sprays that I did at the beginning. So you can see it changes. the oxides, it more changes the color of the oxide a little bit. With the inks, it removes the ink the longer you keep the water on. That seems to be the biggest difference. Oh my goodness, I want some ink. Give me the ink. Broken China. Oh, we love Broken China. Broken China is one of my favorites. So, let me do this on one of them. So, even though I get the ink wet, when I, let's see, let's do it on here. Alright, I'm gonna spray the, I'm not spray the, what's the word I want? This. I'm gonna dry it real quick. And then I'll do the water on it. And hopefully we'll see the difference between what happens when you put drops of water on an oxide compared to when you put drops of water on the distressed inks. They're both reactive with water. So, where's my brush? Where is my brush? Right here. That doesn't have any water left on it. So the ink is on this side. It's what was it? Broken China. And see, when I added that ink, it added like a nice color to it too. So let that sit for a second. Are we sitting long enough? So here, I think this is white in the background. So when you put the water on the inks, it changed the oxide. Sorry, this is the distress oxide with water on it, and it just changes the color a little bit. Where when you do the ink, the water on the ink, the longer you leave it, you'll still see some color behind here too. So can you see right there? Hold on, let me do bigger drop. You need a bigger drop to be able to see. See that the ink, the longer you leave the water, the more the ink, and maybe I needed to dry it more, I don't know. Or maybe I'll dry it while it's wet on there and then, but not on my gel plate. It's not dry by any means, but alright, so if I did it on white, it'd be easier to tell. Okay, so here you can see the color underneath. So when you want to see the color underneath, use your distress inks. And when you want to just see a change in color, at least that's what I'm seeing here anyway. And let's see, that water's been there a while. Did I do water? I didn't do water on that one. Let's see. Well, there, you can see where the water drops were. But it's not white in the middle. It's just, I don't know. Keep playing. Just play. Play and play and play. Here it's lighter. Let's see. Anything here? Ooh, yeah, it got lighter there. The longer you leave the water on, the more distinct mottled effect you're going to get. Alright, oh, this one was a lot of, this is the Distress Oxide. A lot of it, and there was a lot of white in the background. So let's see what happens with this one. Sometimes it's a lot of waiting, though. That's the thing. You'd think it would happen faster, because now it's nice and dry. I know, we're sitting here watching water dry. Not even paint. We're watching water dry. What's up with that, people? I don't know, you're the one that stayed around. You could definitely see the reaction of the water here. Now, if you leave it on long enough, you probably will see white down through it. But here it was white behind it, and so, yeah, I don't know. It's a cool effect, though. I mean, use your inks and your oxides and spritz the water on it and see what happens for you. I don't know. It's just playtime today. I'm surprised people were quiet this long for that to happen. I guess the whole point of this video was to test out the failed, it's been so long ago, I forgot that's why we started. The homemade jelly plate failed. I will melt them down and try again, though. So one last, picking up the, was this vintage photo? Oh no, it was something. But play, just go play. Play with your stuff. Yeah, I went to Hobby Lobby Tuesday morning, and I'm looking for an old German book because with the really cool writing. I had like one piece from some music that I loved using, and so I went to the Second and Charles bookstore and checked their free bin. Of course, I didn't expect to find anything there, but I checked their rare books and I checked their language books, and nothing. So that was disappointing. But alright, I wanted to see, because I know you're all just, I had said the Craft Smart Pale Blue was an excellent blue to use, but mine was like really old, so I kind of wanted to see if they're still the same blue, because in my mind's eye, from what I remembered it looked like to this, it didn't seem like it. So, because that says pale blue and that says pale blue, but look. So, it's possible that they're not the same color anymore. Or, it's possible that their bottles are clearer now. Whoa, they look about the same. Well, that looks a tiny bit darker. Let's see. Yeah, this one's a tiny bit darker, the older one that I had. Go figure. I wonder if the new pale blue is as good as the old pale blue. If not, some people are going to be disappointed when they buy it and are like, this isn't as great as Darcy claimed. Of course, I think I did say that mine was old. I think I did. This is way too, I'm getting the webbing over there. Yeah, I think it's time to clean my plate. Totes clean it. Because it's got the lumpy bumpies on, not the lumpy bumpies, it's got something weird going on one side and the webbing going on the other side. Or it has to do with the paint I use, or the thickness of the paint. I don't even know. I should start using these as my wipe-offs. Give me some nice backgrounds. Oh, I have found that if you have a blue background on anything, no matter what you do over it, it looks pretty. Whether you're just spraying paint on it, or what's the other thing? Or using the jelly thing, or just spritzing on some other colors. That pale blue in the back is just pretty great. What is this? That's a receipt. Let's use one of these. I'm trying to get off some of the grunge and some of the, see what happens with all that color we just had on there. Let's see what happens. Oh, well, apparently it ripped my paper. That's never happened before. That is weird that happened. Probably with some good stuff on there too. A little bit of sparkle from that. Why? Does anybody know? Alright, well, that's disappointing. See this? I love this kind of thing. You still get a little pewter in there too, the shine. But I love the dark that comes out on the lighter. Yeah, I think it's time to clean this thing. I don't know what happened here. That's annoying. I don't like that just happened. But that's fun. Alright, well, I hope you all have a delightful day and more luck with your gel plates than I was having today. Today was not a good gel plate day, I'm telling you. I mean, I did do some fun stuff with the, you can see it now, the mottled bit. Oh my goodness, I can't even not ruin that card there. What's wrong with me? Alright, have a delightful day, everybody. Love you. Maybe I'll put this up. I probably will. You need to see that just because you've done something well one time doesn't mean it's going to happen great every time. There's no perfection here. Alright, love you guys. Bye.